It was lovely to see some pictures yesterday of you measuring with small objects. We are going to have another look at that today, and we are going to solve some problems with the knowledge that we've learned. So before we begin, let's have a go at some warm-up questions. In question 1, it asks us how many fingers are there. So on each hand there are 5 fingers. So to make this quicker, we could count in 5s. Off you go, have a go. Shall we try that together? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So there are 35 fingers in this picture. Excellent. Now we're going to count how many eyes we can see, and they come in sets of 2, so we can count in 2s, in pairs. Are we ready? Okay, let's try it together. 2, 4, 6, 8. There are 8 eyes. Number 3. Which number is 30? Which number is 30? Is this 30? Or is this 30? Hands up for this one. Hands up for this one. That's right, this is 30. This number is called 13. Okay, this has 1 10, 3 ones. 30 has 3 10s and no ones. Okay, can you describe these two using the words taller and shorter? So the teddy bear with the bow is taller than the teddy bear with the green top. I wonder if your sentence was similar to that. Let's move on to today's new learning. So here we have a goldfish tank with different size fish in. We're going to measure them using some cubes. Now to make it easier, we've changed the colour depending on its size. So we're going to measure this fish first, okay, and we can start by using individual ones and putting them next to each other so we can see that it is 2 cubes long, okay. So this fish is 2 cubes long. Now what I'm going to do is show you the rest, and I would like you to point at the longest fish. Okay, so we can see that this is the longest fish, and that's because it is 5 cubes long. The longest fish is 5 cubes long. Which is the shortest fish? So we can see the shortest fish is 2 cubes long. Are there any that are the same? So we can see that these two are the same because they are both 3 cubes long. So here we have some different larger objects, and we're measuring them with smaller objects or smaller units of measure. Okay, in this case we are measuring in paper clips. So how many paper clips long is the envelope? The envelope is 3 paper clips long. Can you say that with me? The envelope is 3 paper clips long. How long is the toy van? Brilliant, the toy van is 2 paper clips long. Now we can see when they're measured, they are right next to the end. We can see they're next to the end. They're not over this way, they're not in the middle of it. And we can see they're measured all the way to the other end. And there is no, or a very tiny gap, as small as possible, in between, so that we've got them right next to each other. Okay, so we've got 3 paper clips, 4 and 2. Excellent. Now it's your turn to have a go at question 1 on the worksheet. For question 1, you simply need to measure the length of each object by counting the cubes. There are 4 different objects for you to measure. So here we're going to watch the boy try and solve this problem. We have an envelope and he's going to try and measure it using the cubes. So the first thing he does is he moves the envelope to the cubes to measure. He then counts them. So if we watch that again, he thinks that there are 7 cubes. Now, do you agree with him? Do you think he's right? Now, he's not quite right, is he? He hasn't measured it right to the line, so he's missed some space, so he's not measuring it accurately. Where does this envelope need to sit? Okay, let's try again. We see that? Oops. We can see it sits nicely at the end of this line that he's measuring, the length he is measuring. Let's count again. 1. The tortoise thinks 6, so who do you think is right? Excellent. The tortoise is right because he's measured right up to the end, okay? He's not pushed it over to this side. Excellent. It's your turn to have a go at question 2. Question 2, you simply need to tell me if you agree with Rosie. Rosie says the pen is 7 cubes long. Talk about whether you think she is right or wrong with your grown-up. Here we have a toy tractor, and we're going to watch the boy solve it and the tortoise solve it, and we're going to see who we think is right again. So watching, we have both ends of the side we're measuring. The boy measures it and he thinks it's 6 cubes. The tortoise measures it and he thinks it's 3 paper clips. Who do you think is right? They are actually both correct. We can measure larger objects with different units of measure, okay? It doesn't matter as long as we use the same one in the line that we're measuring. So we couldn't mix up the cubes and the paper clips. We could either do cubes or paper clips, okay? 6 cubes or 3 paper clips. Okay, having a look at this, which is longer? Now we could have a guess, an estimate comparing which is longer, but we could also use our small units of measure. So the shell is how many paper clips long? 4, excellent. The spade is 5 cubes long. So the tortoise says that he thinks the spade is longer because it's 5 cubes and only 4 paper clips. Exactly. They are smaller, the cubes, so the units of measure are not the same, so we can't compare them. If we want to compare the size of objects, we'd have to use the same unit of measure, so we'd have to use either paper clips on both or cubes on both. We can see that he is not right. Now it's your turn to have a go at questions 3 and 4 on your worksheet. Question 3. Talk to a grown-up about whether you agree with Tommy's statement. Tommy says the car and the crayon are the same length. Do you agree? You can see the crayon is 4 cubes long and the car is 4 rubbers long. So are they the same length? Question 4 is very similar to yesterday's activity. So you could either have another go at it or look back at your pictures that you took and decide which object was the longest and which was the shortest and how you knew that.